Hello. Let's kind of just get right back into this. I have nothing better to do right now. Other than just get this rolling. We are on day 4. There's nothing I can do out there, so let's just go straight into exploring. Emily kind of spoiled me on this, because I never would have gotten it in a million years. Queen of Diamonds, Ace of Spades. This is a face card, and this is an ace. Face, ace. F. Let's just go forward first. I think we just take a hallway first. And just roll. Honestly, having an early breaker box is probably pretty good. But I need to leave the power on for now. We've already seen that before. Let's do a parlor. And we have the parlor game. This is the first time I've seen this room from this entrance. Alright, there's our parlor key. This is the black box. This is the black box. The black box is not empty. This may be the easiest box puzzle I have seen. Storeroom, den. Think we do the den. Take our extra gem here. We put a walk-in closet here for miscellaneous items. There's a sleep mask. Awesome. There's a key, the salt shaker, and an extra gem back. As far as I'm aware, I haven't missed anything in here. There we go. Ooh, boy. I think we take a nursery. Because of the sleep mask. And as far as I remember, there isn't anything of importance here except for these dice. Ivory dice. And I just fucked myself over. There's nowhere I can go. I have to end the day. Oh, God. That is by far the worst I have done. Because I just locked myself in. Alright. Let's try this again. There's a nook. A coupon book. Ooh, that's a new item. Bedroom. Put me back up to 50. Ooh, a die. I didn't see that before. Which means it was put in here. We want something probably like the den here. Give me your gem. We want a dead end here. So the closet is a great choice. 2 items. There's a key and another die. And I don't see anything else in here of any importance. We'll do a courtyard. That is a metal detector. Ooh, that is so good. There's a garage here. But I don't have any gems. So it looks like it'll be a parlor game for me. It also points me towards them. That's cool. The black box is black. The black box is true. The black box is empty. These two are both lying in order for this one to be true. Use one of my keys. Hallway. Passageway. Security. Ooh, security would be so good to have access to so early. Alright, let's start by checking the inventory. I have not missed anything. That does, however, put me at a dead end. So I need to go back. Oh, hi, honey. I've already failed miserably once. Ooh, this is so good. Give me a moment. I actually just realized. Before I do that, I should use the computer. I love you too. If I had known that I was going to get access to that so quick, I would have just turned the power off immediately. Or I would have set the, there we go. Keycard system. Keycard settings. Hi. Change offline mode to unlocked. Confirm. And we are good to go. This is so good. If the light is off in the gym, you don't lose the steps. VAC indicators. I have no clue what that is. Passageway, storeroom, guest bedroom. I have to put a passageway here or reroll. Pantry, chapel, commissary. Pantry it is. Banana. I have a hallway here. Right. I have to put a corridor here or reroll. not missing anything in here, am I? A bat and a bath? Well, I'm not gonna be able to fill out the entire map. Unless I re-roll here. Spread a gem in each green room. Money. Gem. Buried below. Occasionally, you may discover small mounds of dirt in certain rooms of the estate. With a shovel, one may be able to excavate these suspicious dig spots. Grill. Spare room, storeroom, nursery. Spare room. Boudoir. Drawing room. We'll do the boudoir. There's an extra coin. Christmas. There's that card. Oh, there it is. Guest bedroom, storeroom, commissary. I have a ton of money. This is probably pretty good. And I have the coupon book. Shovel, sledgehammer, compass, salt shaker. I should hopefully be able to buy all of these as we go. Ooh. That's really good. I do have dig spots in the courtyard and in the patio. The problem is, though, that I'm gonna have a hard time making sure I have enough footsteps. Dining room. I also have the metal detector, honey. Laboratory. You were just talking about this. And the terrace. Ooh. Laboratory, observatory, or terrace? This is tough. I haven't been to a lab yet, so that's fair. I typically work over at Cinco Labs, but got sent over here for a month to assist more with the new turbine tests. I think I need some help. For the past 3 days, I've been unable to find the laboratory on the estate. If you pause, you can see every room. I think I need some help. Room directory. Oh. Every single type of room. There are 2 types of corridors I haven't seen, it looks like. There are 4 types of bedrooms, maybe? No, those aren't. They're blank, so they aren't actually rooms. I've seen every type of bedroom. I've seen every type of hallway. I've seen all the green rooms. I've seen both of the shops. And I've seen the 2 red rooms, question mark. Or maybe there are more of them? It's weird, their placement, so I think there are more that I just haven't seen. Yes. I'm aware. I'm aware, honey. House history. This shows every day. And then now. The current blueprint. I was in the middle of reading this. But I generally get the idea. There's the terminal. This machine requires additional power piped in from the boiler room. The periodic table of elements. Oh, this is a puzzle. That's a very interesting puzzle. There's a tag. Oh, that's 10, and that is a tent. Heating and cooling curves. I wonder why this is important. Water's melting point within the manor. Given the fact there are 12 numbers here, I would need a periodic table of the elements to actually get this written out. I don't have my phone on me. Shoot. Give me a moment. Periodic table. I was right. So, I'm opening up my note tab for now to actually do this word puzzle. And S H. Four is PA. Five. Seven. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Six is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. GD. Seven. 1, 2, 3. That's U for uranium. 8. 2, F. 9. 1, 2. 3, TE. 10 is RN for radon. 11 is I. 12 is NE. Okay, now that I have that written down, there we go. Separate these out. There we go. The problem is that this doesn't mean anything. To me currently. Chemical Puzzle Lab. The letters that I have in order are A, M, S, H, P, A, R, E, G, D, U, F, T, E, R, N, I, and N, E. I'm a little confused about what this means. That's the periodic table, and I have them listed out. 1 through 12. I did put them in number order. the way they are listed here. Wait, unless you mean in order of actual chemical number, in which case it would be H in order of the number they're labeled. Yes, that's the order I did them in. It's not clear what that's supposed to mean because it's gibberish. Unless I labeled them wrong or selected the wrong elements for each of these, then no, I did them in order and it's gibberish. It does not spell anything. I possibly labeled it incorrectly. I may have been off on some of these, but I'm not sure if that's it. A-M S-H P-A R-E G-D U F Where did I get that one? T-E-R-N I N E. It doesn't spell anything. Also, the arrow doesn't mean anything to me either. Why they're pointing this way. I also don't have a boiler room right now. So I don't think that matters. Why? Where are you getting push from? I'm not getting that at all. I have different letters selected here. There's a different periodic table listed here. There we go. There's a screenshot taken there. And a screenshot taken there. There we go. Okay. I can look at my screenshots now. The arrow is pointing to the machine, and between my two screenshots, I should be able to use their periodic table to help. Because the periodic table that I had is different than the one that they have. Four. Yep. That's exactly it. The five is RE 6 7 EU push 3 U 7 is PA. Three. Eight is F. Okay, push 3 up after 9. Push 3 up after 9. I'm glad that Celeste taught me where to find my Steam screenshots on the computer. There we go. Push 3 up after 9. Anyway. Experiment setup, research logs, no experiments found. Pause experiment, log into network. Let me start by doing this. You can connect to the security terminal from here. Ah! That's really cool. That makes a lot more sense how that works. That means you can access any terminal from any other terminal. Wait a second. That's crazy. When you draft a red room, lose 5 steps, then set to 40. That's permanent? What's permanent? Permanently add 1 to your allowance. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, permanently add 1 gold to your allowance. Each time you find some trash, permanently add 1 gold. Draft a red room, lose 5 gold. Allowance gives you gold at the start of every day. Which of these would be best, then? For the A column, for this. Because we almost certainly want this. And then try to draft red rooms. There we go. Use a key. There's a red room. I have the breaker box already. That is a chapel. That's also a breaker. You could have turned on the lights. It already said it was on. But I'd have to walk all the way back. Because the utility closet is all the way at the front. There we go. The lights are off in the gym. That is 3 triggers already because I had 3 back-to-back red rooms. Well, I already used the steps to go in here. Rank 8. You're so right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's locked. Is this money or is it a key? It's money. Ah. No keys. It's money. I do have the commissary back here. And a security door through the gymnasium, but I'm gonna run out of steps. Observatory, passageway, storeroom. I'm gonna run out of steps. I could draft and not enter. And I have 1 reroll. Guest bedroom! I'm so saved. The only problem is I used my key. And the only way I can progress is if I go all the way back to this hallway. But I do get some steps back in the boudoir, because that's a bedroom, technically. It's a purple border. I'll pass through the commissary. Which will allow me to buy the shovel. Sad. It doesn't count as a bedroom despite being a purple border. Which is kind of dumb. I passed the commissary. Damn it. Well, there's nothing I can do. I'm trapped. I have 4 footsteps. I don't understand what you mean by it's that bedroom only, because I have the sleeping mask. Oh, it's the first time you enter. I could make it exactly back to the entrance hall. If I had gone to the commissary, I could have gotten enough to get back to the patio and open those. Oh, you're right, I don't. I am just shy. That's it. But three gold to start every day is pretty good. Push 3 up after 9. Good experiment. There's my allowance. Master Simon, good morning. It has come to my attention that you have been granted a daily allowance to use while on the estate. If it is convenient for you, I will leave the required sum here in the entrance hall each morning. If there is anything else you require, please do not hesitate to ask. Even though we have all been requested to remove ourselves from the premises during your stay, I can assure you I am still personally overseeing that the estate is at least operating at a baseline standard of service that I hope you will one day come to expect of us. Anna Babbage, house manager. All right. Oh, it's Anne, not Anna. That actually isn't too bad. One coin, 1 key, and 1 gem. Utility closet, parlor, nook. An extra key would probably be huge here. Because this always gives gems. Extra key. Bedroom, courtyard, guest bedroom. Do I use my 1 gem already? That's a good question. Or do I just do a guest bedroom? Yeah, I was gonna say. Guest bedroom gives me a ton of footsteps. But a bedroom is reusable steps. Let me do the guest bedroom. It would have, but I didn't see much of a point. It would have let me go to this room. There is also nothing in here other than the extra footsteps as far as I can tell. I don't see anything that I can take. I preferred the extra footsteps because I'm still at a net positive. Observatory or bedroom. Let's do the bedroom and keep going. Car keys! Please, garage, garage. Aw. This is a great place for either a utility closet or closet. Let's do the utility closet. Turn off the keycard entry system. Turn off the lights in the gymnasium. Turn on the lights in the garage. Darkroom lights are on, but will trip the moment I walk into one. Didn't see this before. Staff notice, June 15th, 1983. Out of respect for the late Lady Clara Epson, the West Wing will be closed until further notice. While the floor plans associated with this wing have not been removed from the pool, we ask that staff members refrain from drafting them during this period of mourning. Likewise, any staff may draft something. Secret passage, pantry, spare room. Honestly, secret passage into a red room is pretty good because I'm right next to the utility closet. Ooh. Uh-oh. Well, that's fine, actually. Because I don't lose anything here. Oh, no! The garage! No! I know. servants' quarters. Plus 1 key for each bedroom in your house. I gain 3 keys. Or the floor plans. The library for the floor plans. This gives me 3 keys, though. Which do you think is better for me right now, though? Okay, never mind. I'll sit here and wait. Welcome back. Which do you think would be better for me currently? 3 keys or a less common floor plan? Probably the servants' quarters for 3 keys. That's kind of what I thought, too. Hartley, I know we spoke often of this day, and I don't think there's anything I can say of the past 40 years that I haven't already attempted to tell you innumerous times in the past. Half-stated gratitude always interrupted with tactful and polite repudiations from you. I had always known this final letter could give me the perfect opportunity to finally express myself uninterrupted by you and unfettered by social graces. But I don't feel the inclination to say aloud what has always been unsaid between us. With my passing, I re-release you from your post and service to the Sinclair family, and implore you to live the remainder of your years on your own terms, as scary and unfamiliar of a concept as that may be to you. Besides, I think a more junior valet would be better situated to meet the needs of young Master Simon. To that end, if you wish, you may stay as long enough to oversee the training and establishment of your successor in their post. But as soon as he or she has the lay of the land, my instructions for you to quit must be satisfied. Ignoring what I imagine your objections might be after reading this, I have decided to leave the lake house in Trinsdale to you and your family. My lawyers have all the details of the gift and will be contacting you shortly about the particulars. For the past 4 decades, you have served willingly as the subject and victim to my many whims, games, and riddles, and so rest assured, unlike my nephew, you will not be put to yet another challenge to prove yourself worthy in this matter. The house is yours without strings or stipulations. I had, for a time, gleefully entertained the notion of employing Anne as the house manager of your new residence, but I knew the humor of such a prank would be entirely lost on you, to say nothing of her. Until we meet again, my friend, Herbert. Now where are those keys? There they are. Huh. Bells. Rest in peace, garage. Okay. Chapel, closet, courtyard. I don't have a If I want to keep moving, I have to put in a chapel and lose $1. Is there anything in here currently that I can take? Did this generate anything, or was it just the chapel? Bunk room. Corridor. Dark room. Looks like it's a dark room. Because I should have enough steps to go back and lose some more money doing this, but it's not the end of the world. There we go. Of course, the boiler room when I don't have power. Shoot. I don't have a gem. Additional reading. The house directory is a great resource for information. If you wish to read more about a specific room in your house, press R to pull up the directory. Book requisition. Drafting Strategy Architectural Digest Volume 3. Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Swimbird. The Fixed Stars. History of Orindia. EPCW Pump System User Manual. I will do that in a moment. I do want to see what's up on the second floor. Mount Holly Records. Puzzle Records. You're okay. Mount Holly scrapbook. The Baron of Mount Holly names nephew provisional heir. My favorite floor plans. Most paid for. Contraptions I've made. Largest purchase. Most avoided floor plans. Yep, they're both stat books. I've looked at both. There is not a blueprint in here, correct? As far as you know. The question is, which book should I try to request for the next time I get a library? Drafting strategy? Or the pump system manual? That's kind of what I thought. Aquarium, which I don't have. The Foundation. Wine cellar. The problem is, wine cellar will lock me in, I think. Foundation is interesting. Stop for a second. Will always be in this location. That's what I thought. The wine cellar gives me a ton of gems. A pilot and a plot. Nothing else of any importance here, as far as I can tell. Which means now I have to go back this way. I can't use that because I haven't gotten security yet. I have no more money. And I have to go back to the gymnasium if I want to progress. A card and a card. Observatory would lock me in. Parlor would lock me in. Corridor is my only option. I have not looked around in that dark room yet. But I don't have the footsteps to get back there. Security, finally! Wait, no. There. Oh, gosh. Key. I do not currently have the laboratory, but I will look in just a moment. Hi, Kim. Alright. Emily, closet, pantry, or walk-in? Hey, girl, hey! Oh, I just spilled water on myself. Great. Ooh, my back hurts. How are you doing, Kim? If I do the pantry, that gives me some food back and money. So a few extra steps. This gives me gem. This gives me 4 items. Requires a gem. This gives me 2 items. I am waiting until Emily is back so that we can figure this out. I think I'll just take a pantry here. Welcome back. Closet, pantry, walk-in. I get a few extra steps with the pantry, and it takes me 1 room north. And money. But the walk-in gives me 4 items. Let's do it. You're right. You're so right. Key. Gem. Gem. And coupon? Yep, coupon book. I have a door up north that I can now access because I've turned off the lock mechanism on keycards. And I don't have enough money that I don't have enough money to tithe. I also haven't looked around in here for anything. You said there's a bunch of stuff in here. Ah, I see. Print notes. My coworker made me spring rolls. Ooh. That sounds so good right now, Kim. Herbert Sinclair has requested yet another print. Wait, HS. Of her ladyship. I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing. Yes, I love spring rolls. For one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged print of the enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark to keep an eye on that. A lockpick. That's crazy. Overexposed. The maids. Ton of overexposed pictures. I wonder if I'd be able to read this if I had the magnifying glass. Workshop, parlor, laundry room. Laundry. That's so goofy. Combine inventory to create new items. I saw a heart on the tree. What do you think about workshop here? Because that makes a dead end. And this gives me gems. And that's it. Workshop is good. I did not see writing on the tree. I only saw hearts. I assume if I had the magnifying glass, I would be able to zoom in on that, and that would give me the code. Correct? Because unfortunately, I don't have the magnifying glass. Since I will not be able to get the garage again, I don't think. I would probably need... I could probably combine maybe the car keys and the lockpick, or coupon book. I'm not sure what could combine with things. The true box does not always contain the prize. What do they mean by that? Is that just literal, that it doesn't always contain the prize? E. A broken lever. Music. Stones cut by hand and letters wrought do spell our secrets carved from thought. A message read is often lost. Among the bold words spoken soft, the note is read, the letter is not. There's a screenshot. Now the real question is, what do I combine out of my stuff? I have a broken lever, I have a lockpick, I have a coupon book, and I have car keys. A stag and a stage. I just have to pray that this door has a room that leads north. Because otherwise I'm stuck. And I have to end the day. The broken lever can be found in the workshop. Workshop contains broken lever and music sheet 8. The dark room contains lockpick. Alright. Now, what would I combine here? Lockpick, coupon book, broken lever. Because I can't combine the car keys with anything, because it's a key. Aw, sad. I can't combine anything right now. Okay, I have to use a patio here, or else I'm stuck. I do not have a shovel. So I can't dig anything out right now. Drawing room, parlor, boudoir. Probably the drawing room? Mm-hmm. Kitchen bunk room. Only problem is that I don't have any reason to use it. I don't have a reason to use a bunk room. Oh, the lockpick has a chance to do it. You don't use it. I don't think. Let's see, is there a shovel in here? Or is it just... Am I just out of luck? That sucks. You don't seem to be able to pick this door's lock. Aquarium. Lavatory. Parlor. Aquarium it is. Oof. Ballroom. Commissary boudoir. I have to use the boudoir because I don't have any gems. And let me use the key here. Shoot. Well, I at least get a gem here. The white box does not have a statement. The white box, in fact, doesn't have a statement. The gems are in a box with a statement. Well, for this one to be true, that means this one has to be false. Means the gems are in the box without the statement. And, of course, I can't get in. There are some gems in here I can take. Or a gem. And I am out of luck. Looks like my time has run out. I'm out of keys. And I only have 3 steps left. There's no point, there's nothing I can do. I can't even go back to the drawing room. 5 new rooms found. Pantry, bedroom, nook. Nook for the key. Magnifying glass. The den gives me a gem. There is always a gem in the den. Hallway. Utility closet. Regular closet, chapel. There's the utility closet. Gymnasium lights off. Garage lights on. Keycard entry system off. Crow. Row. That's a tie. And I have no clue what this is. It's a cake stand. Oh, tier. Yep, tier. Security. Oh, that's so good. That's so good to get this early. Keycard system settings. Set to high. Wins! Hey! I am okay. My back is killing me because of the car accident. But I am okay. Let me check real quick. Because if I log into the network... I think per run you have to connect to the network. Yeah, I got into a car accident while working. Remote terminal access. Yep, that's exactly what I thought. Garage, no! Other than my back, none. Of course, the key card. That I don't need. Because I just turned off the power. Oof. My back hurts, but otherwise I'm fine. Slightly bruised ego. Archives. Haven't been here yet. Yeah, can't climb that. A key. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marian Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book Swimbird had been chosen as the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's second time winning this prestigious honor. The previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece and closest living relative of Baron H.S. Sinclair. Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from the political associations that one might make with the Sinclair family. Swimbird author never considered herself success. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me to start writing." I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime. And so, as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there. Marigold has elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his inflexible love of the color red, a statement that has been held with much skepticism by the many pundits that viewed the book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the Royalist Party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard questioned. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were two of the 36 names that appeared on a leaked dossier naming them a person of interest in the Trinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group has come forth to officially take responsibility of the attack, it is widely believed by authorities to be the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who also call themselves the Children of Blackwater. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that the popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that the publishing house has defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, an associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. Local author and popular personality Marian Marigold has announced a split with her long-term publishing partner Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, whom Marigold has past referred to as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. Was seen at the corner suspicious bag under waved down a local man. This is the third major last year. It is anticipated. Charged by the Crown, Manning was last. The trial begins. Expected to last up to with grand treason. no traces discovered of Cinca Harris, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marian Marigold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 p.m. Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at the 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Mrs. Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the case foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at this point, and we are seeking information. Thieves in the royal capital of Fen, Aries, have broken into one of the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of the aristocracy and high peerage, and access has never been granted to those outside noble circles. At least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds dredging for clues. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders, seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued by the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia had arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although an official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Arinda Aries, the priceless crown jewel whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. That's a lot of story information. There's the boiler room. And the dark room. Let me choose the dark room, because now I can go back 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. I know I do. But I think this is better for me. I have the magnifying glass. This is better for me right now, anyway. Yep. Dark room, on. There we go. I have the magnifying glass this time. I can turn on the lights in the dark room. That gives me the lockpick if I can find it. Never mind, there is no lockpick in here. $11.28. green memos found in the Hartley's room are always false. This is a red note. Oh, it would be a red note, because it would appear white here. Red note in picture reads, green memos found in Hartley's room are always false. Red note in picture reads. That means they are still always true. Green memos are always true. Furnace, secret passage, archived floor plan. I'm never able to see what this one is anymore. I don't have the gem for that. Okay. Parlor. Coin purse. Each time you collect 3 gold, earn an additional 1 in interest. The statement on the white box is true. Statements with the word white are always true. The gems are in the white box. One of these has to be false always. They cannot all be true. In order for this to be true, all would have to be true. This one has to be false. This one is false too, because it can't be true. Gems are in the white box. The blue box is true. The gems have to be here. Gymnasium, library, archived floor plan that requires a gem. Let's do the library, because there's a coupon book. I did request this. The potential within. We all start as an empty floor plan. To the ambitious young architect, a fresh blueprint represents a world of boundless possibilities. When you are staring at a blank canvas, you have unlimited potential and ideas to explore. But with an abundance of options at your disposal, the architect can also become overwhelmed by the countless choices and decisions that need to be made. Should I draft a hallway or a closet? How many bedrooms do I need in my house? Is passageway really worth 2 gems? All these questions can compound, adding layers of complexity and stress to the design process. That's why it's even more important to develop a simple and effective strategy that you can employ while drafting your house to ensure a successful project outcome. In this volume of Architectural Digest, we aim to provide those architects with some of those strategies and even assist them in developing their own. Although many architects employ different strategies when developing their house designs, most of them agree on one guiding principle: have gems while drafting. One of the most common ways architects draft themselves into a corner is by not having the resources they need when opening a new door. If you lack the gems to consider all three presented options, you may be forced to draft a room you do not want. To avoid this predicament, focus on drafting rooms that grant you gems and prioritize acquiring gems as early in the day as you can. This approach is a surefire way to set yourself up for success. Planning your house. When you begin drafting a house, it's important to start each day with a solid foundation. A very common mistake beginners make is drafting in a straight line north and ignoring the many unopened doors they have left behind in the entrance hall and rooms of the early ranks. When these architects reach the higher ranks, they quickly discover they do not have enough keys or gems to continue. Their day usually ends by returning to the lower ranks to draft from the doors they skipped, only to find rooms and items that would have made all the difference if they had been found earlier in the day. As the layout to the right demonstrates, even a path of rooms that snakes through the house and does not go in a straight line can also be structurally weak if you are leaving lots of unopened doors on the ranks behind you. By starting each day on a strong foundation of rooms on the early ranks, you will have a much better chance of finding success when you eventually start heading further into the house. Top drafting combos. Another aspect to consider when planning your house is the order in which you draft rooms. For instance, if you draft cloister before terrace, you will be down 3 gems, but if you draft them in the reverse order, cloister would be free. Identifying a synergistic pair of floor plans is an essential first step, but determining the optimal order for drafting those rooms will provide you with an additional advantage, significantly improving your chances of success. Other floor plan combos. A foyer drafted before Great Hall would mean that all of its many doors would be unlocked. Drafting bunk room after nursery will give you 10 extra steps because it counts as 2 separate bedroom triggers. You won't have to backtrack constantly to collect your gold spread from office if you draft a conference room. The more items you have, the greater your chances of being able to create a contraption in the workshop. Making a connection. 2-pair combos aren't the only form of room synergy. You will find some floor plans only work by drafting other specific rooms. These rooms aren't powerful on their own, but can become very useful when their connectivity is eventually discovered. The utility closet is a perfect example of this. It doesn't do anything by itself, but it can literally power up or down other rooms you have drafted in your house. Garage turns lights back on after blowing a fuse. Turn lights off to prevent step loss. Other examples of connectivity. One of the more simple examples, Her Ladyship's chamber has synergy with Lady Epson's other 2 rooms, the boudoir and her walk-in closet. The next time you enter boudoir, gain 10 steps. The next time you enter walk-in closet, gain 3 gems. The boiler room connects ducts from room to steam power to specific destinations in the house. Laboratory, garage, laundry room, furnace, and pump room all have uses for steam power. Speaking of pump room, this water controls the water level throughout rooms in the estate and can interact directly with the pool, aquarium, greenhouse, kitchen, and several other features located outside of the main house. In the kitchen, you can check which course is being served in the dining room that day. This will allow you the opportunity to draft specific rooms that will make the meal even more delicious. Besides counting as 2 bedrooms, bunk room also counts as 2 rooms. This will increase the amount of steps granted by master bedroom, the amount of gold spread by the tomb, and the amount of keys found in a servant's quarters. Each time you solve a puzzle in the billiard room or parlor, the difficulty will increase slightly the next time you draft that room. Just because you didn't find any items in a room when you first explored it, doesn't mean that will be the case the next time you draft it. The day after drafting Freezer, it enters an automated cooldown refreezing cycle during which it cannot be drafted for the next 24 hours. If you are stuck or don't know what to do in a specific room, sometimes it is smart to move on. There are multiple ways to solve many of the challenges you will come across, and there is a very good chance you will find a piece of information down the road which may help. When in doubt, draft rooms you have never seen before. Even if you do not think the rooms seem very useful, they may still hold useful clues and information that may help you on your journey. Although with this volume we have provided our readers with many potential strategies and tricks to try, we here at Architectural Digest hope that aspiring architects know that there truly is no set blueprint for success. Forging your own path and coming up with your own unique strategies will, in our humble opinion, always provide the best results. Each architect has his own favorite room, each builder his own favorite tool, and thus each player in turn will develop their own style of play and discover their own secrets and tricks that they can share with the world or keep to themselves. Whatever strategy you employ, we wish you the best of luck drafting and hope you build the house of your dreams. Servants' quarters, mailroom. This could be a garage. It's the observatory. You said there was a blueprint in here last time. You said there was a blueprint last time I was in here, Emily, that I missed. The question is, where? Rain, grain. But yes, you said there was something I missed the last time I was here. The problem is I don't know where it would be. Behind a little door. A little door. It won't be a secret door. You should be able to recognize it as a little door or cabinet. I don't see anything like what you're describing. It's not on a wall. Or floor, or the ceiling. Which means it would have to be either on this itself or on one of the tables. But I don't see anything like what you're describing. I can start by doing this. That's 3. That gives me 3 extra steps. The slice. I would need this to be in a reachable location. So, if I go up... Oh, I see it now! Planetarium's secret floor plan. There we go. I got it. I've left a huge amount of stuff off to the side, which they don't recommend you do, but that's okay. And that's a locked door, which means I have to backtrack now. A battery pack. I didn't see that before. And a reminder to myself that that is 1128. I have one gem. Aquarium or the archived plan, because I can't afford the passageway, and I have no rerolls. This is free, but it could be a dead end. But this costs my only gem. What do you think, Emily? It could, you're right. But it doesn't look like it. This door is locked. Or not. Freezer. A bedroom. Let's do the bedroom. Does this tell me anything by having this? Not that I can tell. Nursery. Closet. Blank. Closet can give me a key. It gave me 2 keys. Great. Patio, terrace. Ooh, terrace could be so good. Because I don't have the gems for these other 2. This has to dead end, but then I can go north from the conservatory. That means I'll always be able to draft a green room. An orange. Is there anything else in here right now? Not that I can tell. So it looks like we go back to the observatory. And we use my other key there. Special key. I have a silver key. What does the silver key do? I have no reason not to use it, I don't think. Ooh, that's huge. West Wing Hall, Archive Floor Plan, Gym. Probably the gymnasium, because the West Wing Hall, I don't know. I have no clue if this would be good. The West Wing Hall. Hi. Lavatory storeroom. Let's do the storeroom. Coin. Key. Gem. Is there anything else in here before I leave? That is a crate. And that is a chart. I'm confused. There are two differences between these. Oh, there is something I missed. A bluebird. Oh, I thought I saw something a second ago that I could interact with over here too. That was weird. Swimbird. Coat check, courtyard. There we go. Courtyard. The only thing in here is a chest that I could unlock with a key, but I really would rather not. There is another silver key. No, I haven't. It would be a long way to backtrack, but it might be worth it. I don't know why I went here. That wasted an extra step. Also, hello. Fish. Because I needed to go in there, of course. Fish. Rotunda. Chapel. Blank. I don't have enough gems for the rotunda. The unknown room or the chapel? I don't think I want to lose the money just in case I get a shop. Yeah. Okay, spare room. I'm actually pretty cool with that. Corridor. Gymnasium, which the lights are off. Probably the gym. Coat check bunk room. I did not. But there's a gem. Wanted to see if there was anything useful in here. A ton of basketballs. A bat and a bath. Hoople sports. There was nothing in here. No, I did not. Thank you. The pool. Ooh. Banana. Pump room. Perfect. Interesting. How does this work? What does this do? I'm so confused. Okay, pump room schematic. I have no clue what I'm doing in here. Look around more. I mean, I saw this, but that doesn't tell me much. Pump 2 tank switch. Oh! That filled the pool more. I want to empty the pool. No, that refills it. So I would want that to go up. Oh, that's where that is. Because then I want to swap that to go that way. And I want this to go this way. I'm so confused. Because that one would take water. Where? You can't fill a tank that's full. I'm not trying to fill a tank that's full. I'm trying to empty this one here. I'm trying to empty this one into here. Oh, I would have to divert the water somewhere else. I could put the water into... There we go. I wanted to see what would happen if I just completely emptied the pool. If there's anything of importance down here. Which pipes lead to which tanks? Pipe 6 leads to pump 4 into tank 1. Pipe 5 leads to pump 1 and tank 1. I am so confused. Because everything would be full except for the pool, which I want to empty out completely. Actually, that's probably not the right idea. I probably want to fill the pool. because I think I can pump all of the water. Tank 2 is already full. The greenhouse is now empty. I actually want to fill it instead. There's still one left in there. The middle pump uses both tanks. I have no clue what that lever really does, is the only problem. Yes, that one. Because I want to empty the aquarium. Because all it tells me that the one on the back does is it switches pump 2. That's all it says. It is the pump 2 switch. Ooh. Ouch. And there's the reserve tank, which is here. The reserve tank is not connected to any, despite there being a pipe that leads here. Because the room I'm currently highlighting is 3, pipe 3. I think. Yeah. Uses pump 1 to tank 1. Oh. That makes so much more sense. If I go back to the aquarium now, the aquarium is empty. I went the wrong way. I would need to go through the archives instead. There's a gem I missed earlier. Interesting. I just wanted to see what it did. Is there actually a point to that? Oh, there's the reservoir. Hey, hon. How about you go fuck yourself? It's not like I'm able to do this very easily. You're not exactly helping me, and I have no clue what the fuck is going on. So, chill. I didn't look close at all the tanks. Okay. Do you want me to physically look close at them? Because I've seen everything in here. I did. I looked at them. And now I don't have enough energy to get back in there. There was an X that marked the spot right in front of the grill. I want you to help me. But the way you are helping me is, get this, not helpful. You're being too cryptic. If you want to help me, help me. If you want to struggle watching me struggle, then keep doing what you're doing. Hey, honey, guess what? There's fucking stream delay. Given the fact that you also just said, at the tanks. At the tanks. You know what other tanks there were? Water tanks. How am I supposed to know which one you're referring to when you just say tanks? Or, I don't know, you could hop onto the Discord call with you. That would also help. Because there's no... I'm sorry too. I've kind of been an ass. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me. I've been an asshole. You could hop onto the Discord call with me and talk to me. That might help. Oh my gosh, you are so right. Yeah, that's fair. You want to make pizza bagels for them for dinner? Since we had such a late breakfast? That'll be easy. And the orchard. Boom. Apple orchard has been permanently unlocked. Oh my gosh. That is 70 steps to start with every day. That's crazy good. And there's a sundial here. Interesting. Gardener's Logbook, April 10th, 1992 to present. When I first came on the estate in the capacity of the new groundskeeper, I was a little dismayed to find that my predecessor had kept no notes, no logbook, and no record of any kind regarding the various gardens and green rooms of the house under his care. As a result of this improvidence, in the first few months of my post I suffered a number of embarrassing professional blunders that I believe could have been avoided with even a few scraps of imparting wisdom from the previous groundsman. To that end, I will make an effort to make some record of my dealings on the estate in as much as it pertains to horticulture and general tomfoolery. Robert Nogula, groundskeeper. Among my many commissioned duties, I have been tasked with the conservation and oversight of Mount Holly's alluring grounds. My domain stretches from gate to gate and encompasses the apple orchard, entrance drive, and east yard. Fortunately for my workload, the maintenance of the west grounds has not been a priority since Lady Epson's death and the ensuing closure of the west wing. Nevertheless, I take some pride in my work, so I still endeavor to brush the west path weekly, even if none but myself take notice. In addition to maintaining the grounds, there are 8 green rooms within the house that require some level of upkeep and light groundskeeping. The majority of these I discovered are only draftable on the perimeter of the house along the east and west wings. The terrace, patio, veranda, morning room, greenhouse, and secret garden all fall within this category. One of the first tasks I undertook as groundskeeper was to conduct a survey of the various plots of soil underneath each slot on both the east and west wings of the house. And while I would have preferred a full survey of all 45 plots of the house, it was clear that the inconvenience such an undertaking would produce was in no way worth the extra data, especially considering the rooms that would benefit from this survey only ever appear in the wings. To quantify soil quality, I measured the soil's capacity to support crop growth and maximize the promise of high yields. The survey ended up taking 2 weeks due to some difficulty reaching the higher ranks, but the project was well worth the effort. As suspected, the room position has a direct relationship to the amount of fruit spread from the gardens and the amount of flowers that can bloom in a greenhouse. A few years ago, the Baron made the long overdue decision to switch from gas lighting to electrical power. The installation of the new system was a substantial undertaking, as almost every room in the house had to be equipped with new fixtures and wiring. Thankfully, these renovations did not extend beyond the mansion's interior, and all the lamps and equipment used outside of the house are still connected and powered by gas line, including but not limited to the orchard's smudge pots. The smudge pots found among the apple trees here in the orchard are a critical necessity thanks to the cold temperatures and high altitude of the estate. These gas-burning stack heaters prevent frost and should be kept on during the winter months to ensure a daily yield of apples. When the smudge pots are not in use, the orchard's gas line should be turned off to conserve resources for the estate's other gas-powered machinery and appliances. After a few months of idleness, I finally have a new cause to champion, and I have submitted a request for a change of scenery. Specifically, I would like to replace the statue of Orinda currently in the cloister with the much more appropriate angel, Rinna. After all, as beautiful as the statue is, shouldn't the greenery of Mount Holly be governed by the paragon of gardening? Though amused, I do not think Anne took the request too seriously, though she did humor me and listen to me rave and pontificate on the subject for the better part of our lunch yesterday. and she wonders why I avoid tending the cloister. Truth be told, I have forgotten how to access the inner garth and am too scared of chastisement to probe for the particulars for a third time. My best rendition, pretty good considering I have only ever seen Rhina's depiction in the chapel. Alright. Honestly, you might want to screenshot everything you read so you can go back to it when looking for information. The problem is that I don't know what's worthwhile keeping other than this. There's also the fact that I can turn off the heat throughout the house. That's the only other thing I can think of. Is that to turn on the gas fixtures elsewhere. Wait a second. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's more than one of these. For sure, there has to be. I assume that one of those is going to be in the west side of the house. In the yard on the west side. There has to be one of those gas line functions. Because I guarantee I have to turn on all of those somehow. Because there needs... I guarantee all four of those have to be turned on somehow. I also wonder what's in the spooky tunnel. What on earth is in the spooky service tunnel? Because there are these braziers here. That's what I thought too. But I don't know how. And I know for a fact I have to turn these on somehow. Which means there's 3 more of those that I have to find. Anyway, I'm probably running out of time right now. Also, I started the day with an extra key and an extra 2 gems, which is pretty big. And I have to open the garage to get out there. I am going to take a short step away to use the bathroom. We are going to play the rest of this day and then call it for now. Okay. I wanted to apologize again, Emily. Because what I said was really mean. Key. Drawing room, parlor, closet. Time for a parlor game. These do get more difficult as time goes on, but this specific game is pretty easy. The other two boxes are true. This box is false. The other two boxes are blue. This one is false. The other two boxes are empty. This one is true. If only one box is truthful, and the other two lie, that one has to be done that way. Well then. I guess the utility closet here? You could focus on trying to get certain rooms today. That's true. Like, the garage would be huge if I could get that. Which child is playing with something in the kitchen? It's the hallway. Okay. It's trucks. Okay. There's the Great Hall. Oh no. Oh no. Oops. $13. 2 plus 3 plus 8 is 13. Three plus 8 minus 7 is 4. 20 minus 18 is 2, times 6 is 18. Never mind. It's 12. I was thinking 3 times 6. I'm so stupid. 6 minus 3 times 2. Silver key. Car keys! Boiler room again. Passageway. Which one should I do? Boiler room or passageway? Because the dining room, while great, is... Yeah, passageway is fantastic. I really just want the garage, though. That's the big one for me right now. It's beautiful. We did it. We did it. Yes. 1, 2, 3. And the car key. The drop-off address is 14227 Sandy Heights. A small garage on the south edge of Trinsdale. The goods are already secure and in the trunk, so just unload and get back here before noon. I've seen Sinclair's schedule, and I don't think he'll be requesting the car today. But you never know when the cat will want to get some air. Tomorrow will likely be the last delivery, and I believe Danny already has payment ready. Floor plan upgrade disc. Ooh! Ooh! Kristoff, this is the third time this month you and the car have been gone when your services were required. I don't care how long you have been driving for his lordship. Your absences must be accounted for, Mrs. Babbage. Is there anything else in here that I need to be aware of? Tub, tube. What happens? Aw, I can't start the car. That's sad. The West Path. Too young to drive. So, I should be able to open this permanently. The West Path should be open from now on. Permanent changes do not reset. Whoa! This is a drafting room. Toaster! Hi! Schoolhouse, but the special items could be so good, honey. I don't know what classrooms even do. Because this changes every day. I guess. I just don't know what the tool shed could give me. But if you think classrooms are the right choice, I'll do the schoolhouse. Hi, Toaster. How are you today? Thank you, honey. You know what? Sure. Sledgehammer. Herbie. closing address. For the last 38 years, it has been my pleasure of serving as your schoolmaster in this humble little facility. And meager as it may look by modern standards, I think most of us who spent our afternoons here will readily admit that we are reluctant to see this small piece of Reddington history go. I first wish to thank Lady Epson, our most gracious host today, for not only paying attention in my classes those many years ago, but for all the fundraising she has done on behalf of our community and our children. Without her, Reddington Elementary would still be a distant and blurry vision, a vision that I dared not even dream. That dreamer is, of course, the incomparable Mrs. Peterson, our future principal, and my reluctant successor, who I might add forced me to give this speech, so I think I'll end my praise of her there, though she deserves much more, I'll admit. To the architect of our new school, the Baron Sinclair, thank you for following in your father's footsteps in building Reddington yet another school, and for also allowing the use of your own private residence and floor plans to serve as our interim facility until the new campus is completed in March. A decision I'm certain he will immediately regret tomorrow morning when he hears the children running through his halls. And lastly, I wish to thank all my students, many of you here today who I have not seen in years, whose faces I still remember as young and manners wild. Those here whose parents before them I have also taught, and whose children I may yet. Without you, I would have had a lifetime of quiet peace, and yet what is all the peace in the world if you have no one to bestow merits upon? Thank you all sincerely. My time here has meant the world to me, and if I am still standing in 8 months, I will see you all at the slightly less melancholic ribbon-cutting ceremony next year. Better joke to end? Remember to give Miss Peterson her gift. Yes! That means I need 2 more of those from some miscellaneous space. I cannot open this drawer. It is not interactable. Classrooms are progressive. Okay. Should I go back to the entrance hall or to the garage that I was in? Garage will probably save steps, but there are areas I still haven't explored towards the front of the mansion. So let's go through the front door. And take a right-hand turn at the den. I have a sledgehammer now, too. Of course. A useless library. A less than useless chapel. And a mostly useless pantry. At least the pantry gives me money. And an apple. Uh-oh. Well, I know this one takes me to another room. Ooh. Classroom! Fill in each object below with its correct color. My favorite color is blank. Aw, they don't let you actually do this? That's so sad. Caleb, you must really like red. The Red Prince. Why would it matter if I did this, though? Ten out of 12. Nine out of 12. Two out of 12. So none of these flags are red. There's one more. Each color is used only twice. Oh! This is a puzzle. So we know this one can't be blue. Now that's a question. Which colors are which for this? One of the flags has to be yellow, I think. I have no idea why this is important. There's a red flag here. Why is the 8 turned sideways? That's infinity. This is grade 1. Out of 12, correct. This flag is not blue. None of the flags are red. One of the flags in this one is correct. Nine out of 12. That means that this flag is likely yellow. Almost all of them are obvious. This is a red wagon, like a radio flyer wagon. And this is a fire hydrant. They're both red, no matter what. That's a blueprint. It is blue. That is a pond. It is blue. That means that... Let's see. These are grapes. They're purple. That's broccoli. It's green, and that's a pumpkin, which is orange. The bananas are yellow. That means the flags are yellow, green, or maybe purple? I can't tell. Is the lizard supposed to be green? Or is it supposed to be purple? I think the lizard has to be green. That means the flags are yellow, orange, and purple. With this one being correct, that means this one is purple and this one is orange. Yellow, purple, or yellow, purple, orange. Grade 1 classroom. Mountain flag? I have no clue what that... Or it might be a crown? Crown flag is yellow. Hourglass flag is purple. Down arrow flag is orange. I didn't think they would have names either. That is the grade 1 classroom done. Planetarium. Kitchen. Or I can redraw. Let's do the kitchen. I have $8. Beef stew pie. I do have the boiler room. No, I don't yet. Never mind. I had the option to get it. Club sandwich. Some lore is important to solving puzzles. For every red room you have in the house. I have none right now. Do I just spend all my money on the club sandwich? Also, why does this one say that the club sandwich should be 5? No significance. Then I'm going to just spend all my money and get some extra footsteps. Pool. Workshop. I don't have the gems for that. Of course. Workshop it is, because I don't want to go to the chapel. Navigational compass. Draft a computer room of some kind. If I'm able to, I will. That's my last key. Ooh, a second classroom, but I don't have a gem. Library it is. Book requisition. I've read that. Let's just work our way up the list. I'm going to buy the pump system user manual. Or buy. I'm going to request it. Study. Wine cellar commissary. I don't have money or gems. Looks like I'm going to the wine cellar. I would have loved to go to the study. But I think this will be better for me. I am fairly certain this is the better choice. Because I have to walk all the way back to the passageway now. I'm actually going to go back south, and that's locked. Never mind. I'm going to go north, and that's locked. I haven't checked the door north of the billiard room. Also locked. Okay, we are out of luck. But I made a ton of progress. One, two, three, 4 locked doors with no keys. That marks the end of my day. But I've made a ton of progress. The real question is, where are those remaining 2 gas pipes? As far as I could tell, there weren't any of the, any crates anywhere. I don't remember seeing any anyways. Spooky tunnel. Looks like there's an exit onto the out of the east wing too, onto the east side of the grounds. I'm sure that's what this door is for, but I'm not sure how I would get there. Bird. And there's this door that I don't know how to access yet either. Anyway, I have to call it a day and call it a stream. All right. I might be back on later tonight if Emily is willing to let me stream in her stead tonight. Would that be okay? Because I am having a ton of fun with this game. Okay. Thanks again, everybody, for coming into stream today. Wins, Toaster, I'm Kim. I'm so glad that I was able to stream today. Let's see. Let's go ahead and raid out into Danny. Just have a good time over there. Danny is a fantastic friend of ours. Chef Boyar Danny. Make sure to say hi. It looks like right now she is playing the game Eco, which I haven't heard of. ECO. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good time over there, and I will see you later tonight for more blueprints. Bye!